Hey boys and girls, the Junkman here with another episode of DETALKS. Joining me today, Levi Gates from Hawks Detailing.
AJ, always a pleasure.
And Brian Prescott from Gearhead Detailing. All right, oh, don't want to fall out of my chair. Today we are going to talk about preventive maintenance, and this time we're going to go with the exterior of the car, which is one of the areas that I pay a lot of attention to. Now, one area of detailing that I see a lot of people neglect, and they neglect it for a long time, is bug juice on the front of the car.
Yep.
That stuff can damage paint like you wouldn't believe. I am a firm believer of first having a good coat of wax, especially on the front of the car. And if I'm gonna, actually what I'll do sometimes, if I'm going to travel in the countryside in the summertime, where you get bugs the size of zeppelins out there, that leave bug juice like you wouldn't believe, I will put on an extra coat on the front of the car just for that purpose, so that when I get home, all I need is a high pressure hose and I can eliminate a lot of that damage right away.
I do the exact same thing.
I will not go to bed until I knock that off of there.
Yep.
So talk to us.
My wife thinks I'm crazy when I do it because I've always got to tell her I got to get the car clean before we go on a road trip. Mostly because of that same thing. I want to put as much product on the front end as I can while I go on those trips, especially in the summer or the winter. But with winter, there's there's a whole lot of things. You've got, where we are in Idaho, we have a de-icer that they spray on the roads, which does a number on your chrome, your plastic, all your trim on your car, as well as your paint. And so it's, a lot of people think, oh, I don't need to clean my car. It's winter. I'll just detail it in the summer and be good. And it's going to be dirty. It's going to be driven, and it's, I'm not going to wash it all winter. But that's not the case. A lot of people need to make sure that they're protecting their car, just like if you were getting ready to go on a road trip in the summer, you're going to protect it from bugs. In the winter, you need to protect it from the snow, the salt, the sleet, the ice, all that stuff, as well as the de-icer that is sprayed on the ground. So it also, through that, if you're not going to be washing your car for that long period of time, might as well have a good coat of wax underneath.
Exactly.
That was applied just right before the winter hit.
I agree.
Maybe get your snow tires on and go in and get it detailed. I know Brian does the winter prep package that I've been seeing on Facebook.
Been pretty popular. A lot of the guys that have been coming in, it's been snowing on them. Unfortunate, but it's worth it because I'm putting on a nice sealant before they go back out into the elements. And I've had some feedback from a couple Subaru guys that like to go up in the mountains and spin around in the snow and stuff like that. He says, man, my car is actually staying a lot cleaner.
Right.
Granted, I'm running around in the snow and having fun. So, like my winter prep package, I seal the outside, I put Scotch Guard on the inside, and I just do a wipe down of the dash. Quick, easy, 1.5 hour detail.
Do you clay? Do you also clay those?
No claying. So since we're talking about preventative maintenance, I would say the first thing, you have to get that initial clean, that initial detail. And once you get that initial coat of wax down or sealant or coating, then the preventative maintenance comes in. A weekly wash or, bi-weekly wash. I have a lady coming in next week. She's like, I know the roads are terrible, but I've educated her enough that she knows that she needs to wash her car regardless if it's gonna go get dirty right again, because you need to get that stuff off of there, because it sits there and just eats away the wax, the coating, the whatever you have on there, your clear coat, it eats away the clear coat. So getting that initial clean is very important.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and one of the big things is, as long as you can get it, like you say, you get that prep done, get it detailed, you're right. The car just stays a lot cleaner. It sheds the dirt, it sheds the salt, the ice, all that stuff. And whether you're going to use O&R in your garage with warm water at night, or you're tried and true, like AJ, you can heat up the garage, you can turn on your water and you can wash in the garage in a
Yep.
heated spot. That's the best. Do whatever you need to do. Use whatever material you want to use, whether it be a rinseless or soap and water. The key is just keeping that car clean.
Yeah.
Making sure that you're putting the right products on for the winter.
And let me add to that, a lot of folks will buy waxes and sealants based on the manufacturer's spill on longevity. Now, here's the deal. A vehicle in New York City in the wintertime that lives outdoors in some of the harshest winters that you could possibly have, if you put wax on that car that says it's going to last X amount of time, that same exact wax on a car sitting in Florida that's garage kept, that hardly gets driven, maybe on Sundays, the amount of time that that wax lasts is not, and I repeat, not going to be the same. So the manufacturer will give you a basis really to go on, and then you have to realistically take your situation and say, now, am I really going to get that out of that, or is it going to be a little less, or could it possibly be even more?
Right.
So, and there's a lot of people don't even have a clue how to tell if they need wax. And what I tell them, the easiest thing to do is, as soon as your car, maybe you had it waxed or you've waxed it, the first thing you do, drench it with water and see what the water does.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you have to video it with your phone, I mean, it's real easy today.
The baseline test.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. And then when you wet it again, look at the video, look at your car. Hey, it looks the same. And you keep doing that until, I'm starting to see a difference here. And then it's like, maybe it's time for another wax job.
Yep.
And then you gauge that time, and because it's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah.
So unless you live next door to wherever the test car was that they did that test on.
Well, and the durability of the wax also factors in on how you care for that.
Exactly.
If you're using a good, proper car wash soap, you're not using a
Palmolive,
Dawn dishwashing soap or any of that
Dawn.
stuff. I mean, there are guys that wax their car religiously, but then they also wash their car religiously with Dawn dishwashing detergent.
Yeah.
We all know that's going to completely strip whatever you just had on there. The same goes for car washes. If you go through a brush car wash or a touchless car wash, some of those chemicals and soaps that come through the car washes, sometimes in a touchless wash, they do foam hydrofluoric acid on the surface of the car because they can't use agitation to break it off.
So,
Bless their
since
hearts.
we're kind of in wintertime, there's snow on the ground. So this is kind of my pro tip if you can't wash inside a covered area. Go to one of the coin-operated places, fill your bucket up with warm water. They have lids you can put on those buckets. Take it there with your car wash soap and just use their facilities. Use their pressure washer.
I did that for years.
Yeah,
Before I had a garage.
Just don't use that brush. Just
Yeah.
bring your own wash media and use your own wash mitts, your own drying towels, but just facilitate that, 25 cent, for a minute.
You may be the only guy out there, so they're not going to be worried about the line.
I tell people go at night in a nice part of town. That's what I used to do.
We don't want anybody getting hurt.
Yeah, and those grit guards, you can transport water in those suckers full, and I've given them all kinds of
Keeps
tests
the
to see,
sloshing down,
see how much it'll spill, and it was like tiny drops.
Yeah.
So if you drive like you have some sense, you'll get there with full buckets.
Yeah, you can get a bucket, grit guard, gamma seal lid.
Yeah.
You can take that anywhere.
Yeah.
So it makes it easy.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. Another episode of DETALKS. Levi Gates, Brian Prescott, and the Junkman shining out.